Good afternoon, everyone. This is Charlie from Jackson County, West Virginia. And today we would like to do a little review on hummingbird nectar, making homemade hummingbird nectar. And there's a little recipe we use. I know there's people probably do little different twist on it stuff, but I usually refer to the National Audubon Society or the Smithsonian Zoological Park Service for our information, since they know a lot more than most people do about birds, all birds. Now, the recipe that is during the summer months, now today is April the 23rd, and it has been reported to us in our little subdivision that hummingbirds have been spotted. They're back already. We've had some really nice weather here, and nice and sunny. It's in the 70s, high 70s now and stuff. Hummers are coming back, and they're coming back quick. So we thought we'd go ahead and mix up some hummingbird nectar, just show you how we do ours, and we'll proceed to fill up our feeders. We got a couple of them right here. Nice feeders we just bought last year. You can tell they've been out in the sun. So the basic recipe during the summer months is four cups of water. Now you notice I got 2 cups sitting here. I'm just doing this so I got one of them full of sugar already. But we have 2 cups, 1 cup measures. 4 of these, 4 1-cup measures of water, and I've already, as you can see, I've already added 4 cups of water to this 1.5 quart saucepan, and that way I didn't have to dry it out. I just used another dry 1 cup measure for my sugar. Now, some people do this and some people don't. This is tap water. We got city water here from Ripley, and for our town of Ripley, West Virginia, where we live, and it's already been cleaned up. It's for us to drink. It's city water, and it's perfectly safe for hummingbirds. Now, if you have a well or a spring and you drink out of it, it's been tested and everything, safe for human consumption, you're good to go. Now, if you have a nice well or spring or something like that. But now, it's optional. You don't have to boil the water, but it helps to dissolve the sugar much quicker and completely dissolve your sugar real good. So now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my water to a boil or a simmer, and while we're doing that, we're going to pause this little video right here, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, everyone, and we brought our water to a boil, and you can see the steam coming off there and everything. Now, the reason why I told you we do this is to help the sugar dissolve very quickly, and of course you stir it with a spoon, but it helps it dissolve so much faster. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the 1 cup of sugar to my 1 cup of sugar to my 4 cups of tap water. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Okay, now and we'll proceed to stir this up a little bit here and get it all dissolved real good. And it just happens so quick. Do a tight shot on this here, dear, and see how fast that sugar dissolved in that water. It's all going. But I like to stir it just a minute or 2 longer to be sure that all the particles of sugar are completely dissolved and ready for using as nectar for the little hummingbirds. So now we've got our 1 cup of sugar dissolved in 4 cups of boiling water. Now we'll let that sit and cool. It'll have to cool down before we can use it in our hummingbird feeders. There's more than enough in this saucepan right here to fill these up, and we're not going to fill them all the way up anyway. We just want maybe half full. You don't have to fill them all the way up, because hummers can only eat so much, and you just overdo it, and they can't eat it fast enough usually, and you have a lot to throw away in 3 or 4 days when you change it out. Now, so we'll set them back down there. That's our feeders. Now, something I want to tell you that's very important here. The bird watchers and National Audubon Society and the Smithsonian Zoological Services, Park Service and stuff, they do not recommend using red food dye. The reason why I've got this out here is just to show you, we keep it on hand, use it for coloring your stuff you make in the kitchen for people to eat and stuff like that. But now, hummingbirds do not need this dye in the feeders. And the reason is the hummingbirds mostly focus on your feeder. See, when you buy these feeders, they're colorful, nice and colorful, and the hummers are attracted to the feeder, not necessarily the nectar. And I know people do this, they do it, and it's not recommended, because the people that study birds and their digestive systems and all that say that especially hummingbirds have such a tiny, let's see here, here's our little baby little hummer up here that's keeping an eye on us while we're doing this. This is about the size of a lot of hummingbirds right here. Their little digestive system is so fragile that it don't take much chemicals to affect their bodies. And there's a lot of different chemicals in this food dye. So they're going to find it and they're going to eat it just as quickly and just enjoy it just as much without the red dye in it. Only thing the red dye is going to accomplish, and this is honest truth, the only thing the red dye will accomplish, if you put it in here a drop or two with the food, it's going to look pretty. It's just going to look red and pretty to your eyes. But for the hummers, they do not care. They love it just the way it is. Plain, clear nectar. It looks just like water. And they love it just as much. So what we're going to do is put this back in the pantry, or put this back in the cabinet, this food coloring, where it belongs, and not use that. And please think about it before you use it. And if you don't believe it, just Google search it. And with the National Audubon Society, it's a study of birds and nature, or the Smithsonian Zoological Services, Park Service. So what we're going to do now is we're going to allow our fresh-made hummingbird nectar to cool down to room temperature before we put it into our hummingbird feeders. So we've stirred it up nicely, and we're going to set it aside now to another burner, cool burner, and just let it sit there and cool down. And we're going to take a little break while our hummingbird nectar is cooled down. Then we'll proceed to put it in the feeders and hang them outside in a little bit. So we're going to take a little break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back with you, and we've let our saucepan of hummingbird nectar cool down now, and we're going to proceed to put it in our hummingbird feeders. So being that they're narrow at the neck and kind of wide at the bottom, you can put a nice level in here. When you flip them upside down, it's going to be it'll probably be about halfway on that little bulb. Had a little bottom there. It's a little fatter on the bottom than it is on top. So what we're going to do here, we're going to pour it right in. And there we go. We're putting our hummingbird nectar right in our reservoir. I'm going to go ahead and put it up about right there. That's about enough right there to start out with. And what we'll do, well, it's up now. You notice I took the tops off. This jar is upside down right now. This glass jar is upside down, what I'm holding. So you take this off, that way it's hard to set them on a flat surface and work with them with this cap on the bottom. This is what you hang them up with. So there you go, like it's hanging. So you take this off for just a minute. And so what I'm going to do is screw the base on now. This is the base, and I'm going to screw it on here and get it all set up. And just snug it up a little bit. That's all it is to it. Now it's upside down, and what we're going to do, since we're going to fill up two of these feeders, we're going to hang one on the deck, which is out behind me here. There's a hanger out there for it, and one out on the front porch. I'm going to go ahead and set this one aside right here, just like that, without the hanging cap on it. And I'm going to go ahead and fill the second feeder jar up. We'll go ahead and do that. That way we can go hang them both up, have them ready, and go hang them up. There we go. There, nice. Okay, now I'll go ahead and put the base, the feeder base on top of this one. Get him ready. If I can get it to go straight here. There we go. Oops. A little bit sideways. There we go. There we go. So we've got our two hummingbird containers, feeders, filled up with hummingbird nectar. And now the next thing is to take the hanging caps, this is what you hang them up by, and put them on the bottom. But what we're going to do is take these out to the hangers outside where they're going to hang on, then I'm going to screw these on. So if I can get my little camera lady there to follow me outside, we'll go ahead and get this one hung outside here. Come right along, dear, and I'll open this door up. There we go. Nice and sunny out here.
Yeah, I can't see.
So, yeah, you're good. So now we're going to screw this on. This is a nicer way to do it. You're less likely to spill nectar all over you if you do it this way I'm showing you. So you go ahead and screw the hanging cap on. Now, you want to do this part here kind of quick and kind of quick as you can to keep from spilling nectar everywhere. When you're going to flip this over, and the base is going to fill up with nectar. But if you do it quickly, it won't come splashing out on you because it'll be right side up. Now, pay attention here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And that is the way you do it.
Yay.
To keep from getting nectar all over the place. So, isn't that pretty? So now we're going to hang him up right here on the up there is where the little hummingbird cookie is. Now the sun's going to be on you, dear. Come over here on this side.
I got it.
Come over here, right here, on this side over here, and just aim it right there towards the maple tree. And there, see there. There you go. So we're all set, and now we're going to go out front on the front porch and hang our feeder on the front porch. So we're going to pause just a second while we're making our way out to the front porch hanger, okay? Be right back. Okay, we're back. We're on the front porch of the house now. I'm gonna go ahead and put my cap back on. The cap of the feeder that you hang it up by. And there we go. And now here we go. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna flip it over quickly. We're gonna flip it over real quick. Keep from spilling nectar everywhere. There we go. Now, since the feeder hook is way up there on the ceiling, and I'm only 5 feet 4 3/4 inches tall, I can't reach it. So we're going to get our son, he can reach it flat-footed, to hang it up for us.
Yeah, how tall is he? About 6 foot, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Ooh.
Now the hummers should be happy.
Now we're ready for the hummers. Come
When
on.
they show up, we're ready for the hummers. Okay, nice talking to you today, and I know it's just refresher training, but the main thing to remember, if you don't remember nothing else about this, please avoid using red dye, food coloring in the feeders. You don't need it. You absolutely do not need to color the nectar. The hummingbirds will love it just as much. Okay, until next time, Charlie from Jackson County, West Virginia, and we hope to see you again real soon.
And
Bye
I've got one thing to say.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, when we see our first hummingbird, I'm going to do like I did last year. I've got a children's book I wrote about hummingbirds. It's on Amazon. And when we see our first hummingbird, I'm going to go on there and I'm going to have the ebook free for a few days. But I'll get back on here and tell you. So keep an eye out for that video, okay?
And that was from the camera lady, the author that writes books in the family.
Of Hummingbird.
So just listen up, and we'll be back as soon as ever the hummers show up. We'll be back and
Tell you about it.
and tell you all about it. Okay. Have a great afternoon. It's almost summertime, and God bless you, and have a wonderful, blessed afternoon. We love you. Bye bye.